This is the basics of operating a Fendt Rogator. To move the sprayer, you have to turn the park brake off by pressing the park brake button to the right of the armrest. With the park brake off, your ladder will then swing up. And then to move the sprayer, you have to press the safety switch on the bottom of the joystick here. Press and hold it, and then push the joystick in the desired direction. Once in that direction, a solid green arrow will show up on the dash. And then once you're moving, you no longer have to hold the button. As you go faster, you keep pushing it in the direction you want to go. And to slow down, you push it against the direction you're going. And then to stop, you hold it against the direction of travel till it stops. Once stopped, the park brake will automatically hold you in the neutral position. But to drop the ladder back down, press your park brake. You have a hand throttle here, an automatic throttle here, as well as road mode, and also a brake. To fill the sprayer, you can grab this handle here, unlock your fill, and drop it down. And if you're going to push product on with an off-board pump, all you have to do is open your electric sump valve on the keypad here and open your manual banjo valve on the fill. If you're going to use the onboard product pump to push the product into tank, you then open your bypass valve all the way, turn your pump on and your manual fill valve here, and get water to the pump, and then it'll push it into tank. And if you're going to use the front fill, you've also got a latch here. You can drop the front fill down. And to use the front refill, you have to have your sump open and your front refill valve. After the sprayer is filled, it is good to recirculate the boom. To do this, you press your sump button, your pump button, and your master boom valve. And to the left of the pump button is the recirculation button. What this does is circulates the product through your boom, so it primes the whole boom, but it also purges all the air out of the boom. Once you made it to the field, you'll have to unfold your boom. To the right of your armrest is your boom fold and unfold buttons, here and here. This is unfold, this is fold. If you press and hold the unfold button, it will unfold your boom. If you let go of it, it will stop the boom wherever it's at. If for some reason the auto fold doesn't work correctly, you'll want to use these two switches here to unfold the tips first. Then on your joystick, you'll lift your booms out of the cradle with this switch here. Once they're out of the cradle, you'll use these two switches to swing out the wings. You can lift and lower the boom with this button here, up and down, and then you got your right wing up, down, and left wing up, down. Now that the boom is unfolded, we will start a job. In the Viper 4 is 23.1 software and later. If you've got previous to that, you'll have to hit there'll be a few gears with a play button on this gray bar that can go up and down. You have to tap that, and then over here there'll be start job. However, in this software, if you go into the map, so say if you're in the UT, go to the map, then as long as this hamburger menu is blue here, it'll say start job, and then we want to tap on the play button there. I haven't drove this sprayer forward yet, so it'll ask for this, but I can ignore it. And then you get to the start job menu. If you want to name the job, you tap on this job name here, and then erase, and then punch in your job name, and then check mark. The guidance will default to last pass, which is what I want, and you can pre-select or pre-set up a gallons per acre right here. However, I'm going to do that later in the UT, and then also show you how to set up the pressure as well. After this is all done, you can tap on the play button, and then it will boot up and load a job. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to accept our liability warning for the auto steer, and that is in the UT. And in this sprayer, it's in the UT on the Raven. So we're going to tap on the UT here. It also could be in the Barrier terminal as well, in the ISOBUS here if you've moved it over here. But mine is in the satellite with a Raven icon. Tap on that, and you have to tap this check mark with a liability warning. If you don't do this, you won't be able to auto steer with your sprayer. So once it's check marked, you're good to go. The next thing I'm going to do is set up the target rate and a target pressure. That is in the UT menu with a couple nozzles, a bell, and Raven. Looks like this, and this is what the menu will look like. This is the home page of the menu, and in the top right of this menu it says gallons per acre, and this is where you will punch in your target rate. So I'm going to go to 10. And then also, if I want to change the target pressure of the nozzles, I will tap below this PR1. There's a pressure gauge. If you tap on that icon, it'll change the gallons per acre to a target pressure. So if I wanted to change that to say 45, I could do that here. and then check mark. So now my sprayer will now spray at 45 psi. And then I can hit the top right, this green back button, and it will minimize the ISO or the UT. Now to turn on the boom height control. If you have this widget in your job, it will show you the readings of each wing and the center rack of your boom. And if you tap and hold on it, it'll pop this menu up and you can turn it on and then activate it. And on your menu, if you hit back, it'll all be green. It's now active and ready to go. However, if you need to change the height, the target height, you do have to go into the ISO menu to do that. You cannot go through the widget here. So that will either be in the UT of your Raven, here in one of these icons. However, in this sprayer, it's actually in the UT of the Vario terminal. So I'm going to tap the UT button, very top left of the Vario terminal. It's giving me this half menu with egg control in it. And it's the Optiheight is this Raven icon with a sprayer and a little bit of a boom there. And if we tap on that, this is the Optiheight's menu. So I'm going to go full screen here. And in this menu, target height is where we can change the target height, as well as the terrain condition, and also turn it off and on here as well, and activate it. If you need to lift one of the wings up and then re-engage the boom height control, you simply just lift up the wing, and then by default, if you double tap down, it will re-engage that wing. And now we are ready to go spraying. I would recommend that you turn off the recirculation while you spray. And to start spraying, you'll have to press the yellow button on your joystick. This is your master apply button. Also in your Vario terminal, this icon here, if you've got egg control in your ISO, will turn green. And then when it's off, it turns red. And when you're spraying, your rate widget will go green under your target rate, and your boom behind your arrowhead on your map will be green as well. And this widget here on your job screen is your waylines widget. And this icon within the widget that is default is last pass. So what this will do is populate a line next to any coverage that you make in the job. To make an AB line on a heading, you will tap this icon, then go to the straight line on the left. Press your A, then press the straight line on the left again, and then go to the straight line with the compass. Then you can tap either on the calculator here or hit the red arrows to go 90 degrees at a time. I'm going to go 0 and then press the B in the middle. And this will give you a 0 degree heading. And to engage the auto steer, you press this A with the steering wheel button on your joystick. To disengage, you just turn the steering wheel. And once you're done spraying the field, you can turn your pump off to the right of your armrest, as well as your valves and your sump. And in your job here, you can press the home in the bottom right, and then the red square, and this will exit your job. You can then fold up the boom by pressing the auto fold in button, or use the manual switches to fold in your boom.